Hi everyone! So today we are going to learn about grid drawings. So grid drawings are a really nice and easy way to not only enlarge a photo, but to replicate a drawing accurately. So I have three references here for our superhero one. You may also have the Harry Potter one depending on the grade level. So the first thing you are going to do is you're going to want to get your grid set up. So for this, um, you want to make sure your photo and your reference are going in the same direction. What I mean by that is if you have the Spider-Man, for example, this is going, straight up and down vertically, my paper should match that. However, if you have the Batman reference, your paper should go sideways because it is longer horizontally. So just make sure that your reference matches your paper. So for this exercise, I am going to, let's see, do I want to do Spider-Man or do I want to do Batman? We will go with Spider-Man. Okay, so I'm going to make sure it's matching, so it's straight up and down like this. Next, we are going to label our grid. This will make it a lot easier so that we don't get lost when trying to draw this out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label the top and side, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, with both letters and numbers. It kind of reminds me of Battleship. So once I have that labeled there, you can also do the other sides too. I find it a little unnecessary, but if it makes your life easier, go for it. Then we're going to do the same thing to our drawing. And you need to have the same amount of boxes as your reference. Great. So now that I have that all together, I can start sketching things out. So when I draw out something using the gridding technique, I personally like to start from the outer edge and work my way in. I know a lot of people like to dive right into like the fine detail. I really recommend starting with something that, touches an edge. So if I was to do this, I probably would start, with his shoulder here or up towards the top of the head. So this can be very overwhelming for people, saying like, oh my gosh, Miss Sales, I can't draw this whole thing. That's really complicated. No worries. Yes, it can feel that way, but if you do feel overwhelmed and it just feels like too much, what you can do is you can take some little scraps of paper and start to block things off. So I just cut these into little strips, and you can kind of block it off so that you're only worrying about one box at a time. So now I only have to worry about number 12A. So now I'm also going to focus in on where those lines are meeting up. So I'm taking a look, and this line over here is not quite all the way in the middle. So it comes on down and it starts to curve. It's not in the middle. But then this line over here kind of comes down. Kind of looks like, so I'm just trying to sketch out that kind of shape. Great. From there, I can sketch and move and adjust my box and maybe throw on another one on top. And then I'm only having to focus on what is happening, one box at a time. So I'm going to continue with my drawing here. All right, so this comes up and it goes as a curve, but it doesn't go very high. So I'm constantly looking at where these lines are kind of falling and touching. So it comes only about a quarter of the way up. So I don't want to go too far up. Then his shoulder comes in, and I notice that it goes right to that corner there. So I want to make sure that I'm just slowly matching things up. So not only am I trying to focus on the shape and where the line hits, another way that you can do it is by focusing in on the background, the negative space, or the shape that creates. So I'm just going to kind of darken that in here so you can see it a little bit better. That also helps you, if you can't seem to get something to look right, sometimes not focusing on the object itself, but trying to tackle what the background shape looks like is an excellent resource or an excellent way to, to try to fix that tricky area. So this comes on over and up, and then it starts to kind of come on up. So you can, like I said, go one line at a time, and I'm kind of worrying about the outline. Or you, like I said, you can go box by box and work individually like that. So maybe I might, go back and tackle this next area when it comes to the shading. So I have these little bumps, these 3 little bumps that kind of come up. And then I can shade those on in. Now make sure that you are doing this lightly in pencil. I do not recommend that you do this with pen. Actually, you need to do this in pencil. You should not be doing this in pen. That way, if you make a mistake, you can easily erase and edit. So like I kind of messed up right there. This needs to come up a little bit more. It's a little more angled. And then I shade it on in. All right? So like I said, just go slow. Go one box at a time. And hopefully when you're done, you will have this beautiful image of your superhero or the Harry Potter design. So when you are done, make sure that you take a photo with your name on it. So when you're done, make sure you sign your work so that I know it is yours. Take a photo, upload it to Google Classroom so that you can get credit for today's or this week's assignment. All right? I can't wait to see your drawings. Have fun and let me know if you have any problems. Bye, guys.